Follow SportsView London.
SportsView London boxing news from the capital city of promoter Eddie Hearn. Ed, we're back going over old ground. Eubanks are back with Matchroom and fighting on Sky again. And you've delivered the double whammy that Junior will face Tom Doran. And they want you to deliver a fight with middleweight King Gennady Golovkin.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No, that's what I was told to do. I mean, you know, again, it feels a bit strange to be talking about that fight, but when it's what I've been instructed to do, I feel as though it's relevant. Obviously, he's got to get past Tom Doran on June the 25th. It's a tough fight. Tom's been on Sky a number of occasions, some great fights, especially the last one against Keeler, and he's ready for this fight. You know, it's a huge opportunity for him. But yeah, my instructions are clear, and people can think that they're mad, he's mad or whatever, but it's not me saying let's fight Golovkin. It's them telling me to make that fight, and that's a huge fight. So of course I'd love to make it if that's what you want, and they do. Were there terms set out in that respect? We've got a couple of fights scheduled. So we've got June the 25th, then we've got the Kell Brook card, and then after that they want to be a pay-per-view fighter, and the fight they want is Golovkin, and that is a pay-per-view fight. So you know, once that's delivered, then you know the relationship can go on for years and years. But they're not going to sign a long-term deal with anyone until they know what is available, and that's what they want to be delivered. But you know, I'm very happy to work fight by fight, 2-fight deal, 3-fight deal. Doesn't matter, because one of the most important things to me is to put good fights on Sky. I don't really mind if I have the fighter or not. Sometimes if you don't have the fighter, it's less of a headache. But you know, Chris has got something. He's a great fighter. People like to watch him. He's exciting. So yeah, great to be working with him again. And who knows whether it will be 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 fights. I'm easy.
And he puts no shadow of a doubt about it. He puts bums on seats, just like his dad used to.
I say people like he's very exciting to watch. And you know, when we did the Spike O'Sullivan fight, him and AJ were a good little team up. You know, and we've got the same thing here again. He's got a future on his own without AJ, but everybody wants to be the Sky Sports box office fighter, and some can do it and some can't. You have to have that something different, and he's got it. So if he can fight like it looks like he can fight, if he can fight like he says he can fight, then he's a pay-per-view fighter. And then if he is, then there's only one place to be. So you know, they've made a good move, and you know, I think it's very exciting for the future.
Before we talk any more about Junior, Ed, your reaction to Canelo Alvarez vacating his WBC title?
Yeah, I saw it this morning. I mean, you know, I believe he says that he's still talking about the fight and wants to make the fight. I'm not sure whether it will happen next. It's difficult in today's world, especially with social media. Anyone that Canelo fights next other than Golovkin is going to be a disappointment to the fans. So I'm not sure. It's a great fight. But like I said to Tom Loeffler this morning, a lot of people talk about fighting him. Here's one that will. Again, whether you think he's mad or not, he'll sign for it tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure Loeffler's been like messed around chronically by people, because he's a very dangerous fighter. But like I said, here's one, and he'll sign now.
I spoke to Tom, covered Martin Murray's fight with Gennady Golovkin in Monte Carlo, and I spoke to Tom at length, and he said the trouble they have is everyone wants to fight him until you pull the paperwork out. And Tom said no one will sign to fight Gennady Golovkin, and here you are.
I mean, I have the same problem, and people will laugh, but a slightly lesser scale, with Kell Brook, because Kelly's that good. People only want to fight him unless, I mean, back in the day, people were getting fortunes to fight Gennady Golovkin. This was 6 or 7 fights ago. Like crazy money to challenge him. And he was on small money because it was the only way to get him in the ring. And it's similar to Kell in that these guys don't want to fight Kell Brook. He's very, very good. So I know their problem, and their problem is magnified times 10 compared to Kell. So it's difficult, but you know, like I said, you've got a pay-per-view fight here, you've got a huge gate, you've got TV revenue from America and around the world. This fight makes big money for Golovkin, so it's there if you want it, and my job, my instructions is to try and make it happen.
And Tom has said in the past he's got a good relationship with yourself, Eddie. How far does that talks getting fruitful already?
As soon as I signed, I mean, probably a week ago, I said to him, look, just to let you know, this fight can happen now. And it was like, wow, okay, well obviously we're talking to Canelo, I'm sure Billy Joe Saunders is in the mix as well. And I spoke to him again last night, again this morning. I said, we're going to make some noise today. You know, we're ready if you want it. If you can't get Canelo or you can't get the fights you want. I think outside of Canelo, this is one of the biggest fights for Golovkin from a financial sense. So, you know, it's there, and I'm sure, well, I know they are taking the offer seriously.
Speaking on the financial side of things, Ed, where would you predict that generates the most revenue, in the UK?
Probably here. Just because of the pay-per-view. I mean, if it was pay-per-view in America, it would be America, 100%. But I think in the UK, yeah.
Are they willing to trade with Tom?
I think Golovkin will go anywhere because they believe they've got a fighter they believe beats everybody, and you know wherever they need to go, no problem. He's from Eastern Europe. It's closer than America.
Just finally from me, any updates on the progress of Kell Brook's next opponent? So
yeah, we're very close with Vargas now. I mean, you know, he wants to make sure everything's perfect. You know, Kell texted me last night saying, "What's taking so long?" It's like, mate, this is a world champion who's travelling to your backyard to unify the belts. He wants to make sure he's happy with everything, and that's what we're dealing with at the moment. But I think it's a deal that's likely to get done, and I think it'll be in the next 2 to 5 days, something like that.
Eddie, and thank you for your time, mate. Much appreciated.
Follow Sportsview London.